All right. So, football talks once again. So, what I think about football in America in general, like my raw, uncut opinion, I would say about football. Like one take. This ain't I ain't gonna chop this up. We ain't doing it. We don't do that. I got time for that. The football in America is very interesting compared to England, I would say, because it's a lot driven by money. I would say it's more capitalist football, more capitalist entertainment, a capitalist just influence on it, you could say. I mean, everything's pretty much you have to pay a lot of money. Like, if you want to pay for this team, pay for that travel team, you got to pay one band, 1.5 bands, two bands. Some teams you get to the level where it's like ODP, which is like Olympic Development. I had a friend that was in ODP he was nasty. He still is nasty now, honestly. But that and you got like A teams. You got ECNL, which is like a league where it's like the best team. You play the best teams in the nation in America. Amazing league, honestly, though. Don't get it twisted. There's also MLS Next and stuff like that. But MLS Next low key kind of whack, I feel like. But ECNL stuff like that, and it's all expensive, bro. Like, it's not that it's not good. Like, you can like grind in America. You can play good. You can get scouted and all that. But like, it's very driven by bread, bro. It's very driven by bread. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause like, I mean, when I was playing back then, I guess I'm an old head now. When I was playing back then, for real, like, travel season come around, like, my parents got to drop bread, for me to play travel for real, like, it's expensive, bro. It's not a cheap venture playing football, in America, especially if you want to get better and play at the next level. So it's very driven by bread, but, like, don't let that discourage you, though, for real. Like, you got to find some sort of way, to, even if you're not playing, like, travel, like, you could still try to grind in the recreational scene. But the disconnect that I get from here to England is that in England, you don't have to, you can play on a cheap Sunday league team. I'm talking about people there are like, you're playing people that aren't really good at all. Like, they're pretty, not at your level or pretty trash, to be honest, keep it a buck. And you can still get scouted by some people from nuts teams. They call it non-league there, which is when you're not in the top, I believe it's the top two leagues, it's not called non-league. Or no, when you're not in a professional level, it's like semi-pro, non-league. But it's still an amazing level. Like, semi-pro in England will wash America, like, for sure. Like, the people in England are like, the level there is crazy. But the real point I'm trying to get to is that the scouting and stuff is completely different in England. Like, you can be in a grassroots level and you can get scouted to like play for Tottenham, or get scouted to play for maybe like Blackburn Rovers, which has dropped down to Championship. I don't know if they're in League One or League Two now. But yeah, bro, it's crazy in England. In America, it's a lot more driven by money. And that's it. They come tell you to come play for the academy. They could pay for all your stuff and do it for free. Like, you could play for the academy for free. The Sunday league team can be way cheaper than playing on an A team equivalent in England or in America. And the thing is, you have a much better chance of getting scouted there. Football's where Europe's at. Europe's where football's at. You can inverse it. You could say it's the same thing. All those teams, that's why they're so nasty. But that's why, like, bro, that's why USA, bro, is, like, behind in terms of football compared to us, because it's so driven by money. It's so capitalist. It's driven by the way America is. So, it's too much bread like that and so much talent. Some people can't afford that. It's bread, bro. It's bread. And there's so much talent that doesn't really get noticed and can't really put themselves on the poster to be seen, because America, like, the poster is basically being able to first of all, you have to be good enough. Don't get it twisted. You have to be good enough, but then you also have to be able to afford the amount to play for that team that is at that level. So, what I mean? Like, some people can't afford that, bro. Things are getting more expensive. Inflation get hits, tax stuff, all that, It gets harder, bro. Like, the world gets more expensive to live in. More people, the world gets more populated, stuff like that. But, bro, it's hard. It can be really hard. So that's why America, it's, I played some good football and all that stuff. I'm not complaining about nothing, but, like, it's definitely driven by bread. And that's just that's what I would say my experience with it was. But you can definitely still play at a good level and make it. You definitely can. It's just a lot harder than in Europe. Yeah, because Europe, football is their life, bro. Especially in England, they take it too seriously in England. But football is like their life there. It's completely different. So it's like it's much easier to get access to football and get access to different resources to be able to make, push your way up, and for cheaper, And you'd be in a better place. You play better football there anyway too, Like, that's just how it is, bro. So that's just my experience of how America sees it. That's how America sees football too, and that's how I feel like I've seen it as well. So that's just basically how I gauge its scene, my experience growing up and playing, in America. So that's just how I'd say it is. But that's just how it is. That's my experience. Maybe y'all have a different experience, or maybe y'all don't think it's the same. But, let me know. Let's talk about it in the comments, ChopLife, Eshegon Ledumare, thank you for watching.